Hello boys and girls, in this video we are going to be looking at fractions on a number line. Now this can be a great tool to look at fractions on a number line because it can show us the amount Hello boys and girls, in this video we are going to be looking at fractions on a number line. Now this is a really great tool because it shows us how much each fraction is worth in our whole. It's another way to look at fractions. So I have my number line here, and remember, if you make your own number line at home, which is awesome, just remember that you want to put an arrow on both ends because on a number line our numbers can go forever this way and they can go forever this way. Now I just have a very small number line to show our fractions. You can make your number line as big or as small as you want, okay? Now, what we're going to do is when you're looking at fractions on a number line, first you want to look at what your whole is, all right? So I'm going to look at my number line and I'm going to say my whole is between 1 and 2. So that space is going to be my whole. Now, if I'm looking at the fraction 1/2, what that means is, remember, that first we want to split our whole into its equal parts, and that's what our denominator tells us, right? So our denominator is telling us that we want to split our whole into 2 equal parts. So, I'm splitting my whole into 2 equal parts. Now it's telling us I want one of those 2 equal parts. The numerator tells us how much we want or how much we're going to take or how much we're going to use. Okay, so on my number line, I'm going to show one of those 2 equal parts, and the same in my whole up here. Okay. Now let's try it with a different fraction. Let's say that I want to use the fraction 1/4. Okay, well now I'm going to look at a different whole. I'm going to look from 0 to 1 on my number line. That is my whole, right? Or from here to here. That is my whole on my number line. So remember, what you want to do first is break down your whole into equal parts. And our denominator is telling us that we want to split it or break it into 4 equal parts. Oh. You want to make sure that they're going to be equal. Let me fix my number line real fast. There we go. So we have 1, 2, oh, we still only have 3 parts. 1 part, 2 part, 3 parts, 4 parts. Okay, let's do the same thing in my whole up here. Okay, now let's look at how many of these parts we want to use. 1, that's what our numerator tells us, right? There we go. Now let's say that I had this fraction, 3/4. Now my numerator is still the same. I can use this whole again because I've already split it into 4 equal parts. Oh, I'm sorry, I said numerator. Good catch. My denominator is the same. Good catch. My denominator is the same. So I can use this whole because it's already split into 4 equal parts, but my numerator has changed. Instead of just using one of those parts, I want to use 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's a great way that you can use the number line to show fractions. So have fun diving into this a little bit more this week.